So, we're on to part 2 of the hour and a half I played on this PvP server. Hopefully you watched part 1, so you've got an idea of what's going on here. I'm trying to provide some footage. Oh, there's some shots going on over to the left. There's a chopper flying above us. Seems like a hive of activity. You see the smoke there and the fire from the chopper that blew up. Bandit that we killed. I must say I have been playing quite a bit more on PvP servers since I recorded this, and getting a lot better with the weapons. It's definitely the way to get used to them. I mean, obviously in vanilla DayZ it's all about survival, and the best way to do that is if you're quite confident and know how to use the weapons as well. Which is something I wasn't. I mean, you don't get that much experience in combat, and you're not always shooting on players. You're actually trying to avoid it all the time. So coming on the PvP servers is a great way to learn about the weapons and using them. Having never played Arma 2, of course. I mean, Arma 2 players are probably a lot more familiar with the weapons. But we'll just go over here now and have a look and see what all the fuss is about. You spawn on this server with a Lee Enfield and a Glock, of course, so that's a Lee Enfield shot, sounds like. Some zombies over there near the trees. Might be in the tree line. We'll just scope the place out, see what's around. Yeah. Yeah, there's somebody there. Time to move position. Of course, once you make a noise and you've taken a few shots, you're going to pull zombie aggro, but at the same time, you know, people are going to immediately try and flank your position. They know exactly where you are. They've got good sound, good set of headphones. So we'll get up here. It also gives us better visibility as well. You can see what's going on. Some Lee Enfield shots in the distance. The guy that was firing the Lee Enfield has probably moved on now, down towards the oh, there's the guy. He's firing back. Right, so that was quite an interesting little fight. Not very good with the Lee Enfield, but like I say, I've been playing a lot more on PvP servers to get used to the weapons, and also Breaking Point's been released now as well, which is a new DayZ mod, which I plan on doing a few videos of shortly. They've added 500 new weapons. It's kind of based around much more PvP. It's quite a good mod. There's fog in it. There's dogs. There's a couple of missions that you can complete. Although I've only played it for a short period of time, so I don't know too much about it. But hopefully, when I record some footage and get to know the mod a little bit better, I can describe it. But there's apparently a mission in Electro where you need to turn on the power grid. There's another mission where you have to go up to Green Mountain and activate some sort of signal. But that's probably about all I know about it. There's new, like I say, 500 new weapons. Lots of different clothing. There's IRA terrorist clothing. There's camo clothing, but of course it's different from vanilla DayZ. You've got a hat on and slightly different type of clothing than anything we've seen before. So I'm just thinking here. I'm not sure what's going on inside below. I'm just looking back there. I'm wondering whether to go back to the barracks or not. And I believe I'd decide against it, just because there's quite a lot of players that could have come up behind me now and be in the barracks and in the aircraft control tower. Obviously, there's the barracks on here. There's one in between the two hangars, and there's one next to the aircraft control tower. So there are possibilities for some excellent weapons in there, but I believe that I'd decide against it anyway. I decided to move up instead. I think I went up to the industrial spawn further up here. There's a little spawn here that a lot of people miss, and you could get some quite nice weapons. I think twice now I've found the L85 hollow up here. Must be one of the places that it spawns. So I'm quite sure that to my left, to the east, I'm quite sure that all of this is clear up to these industrial buildings, and that's why I've decided to go this way instead of back towards the hangars there. Obviously I wanted to try and make my way all the way up to Cherno, possibly over to Electro. Plenty of vehicles on this server, plenty of choppers. A tractor. That's another thing. I mean, I'll often leave a vehicle, even in vanilla DayZ, unless I'm playing in a squad with a couple of guys that I know that play the game. I'll usually leave vehicles. They're, you know, the Lee Enfield's called the dinner bell for a reason, and I think the vehicles are just kind of similar. Rather than attracting zombies, they just attract bullets. So the bullet magnets. Choppers aren't too bad. It's just trying to keep a hold of them. But like I say, I much prefer to go on foot. It gives you much more cover. You know, there's obviously not making a huge noise. Yeah, there's a couple of zombies here, but I believe I've spawned these. A couple of dead bodies, but they just look like they got standard loot on them that you spawn with. And this is that spot I was talking about, right in here. Now, people often miss this because you can't see what's actually on the ground. It seems to be embedded in the ground. Let me get rid of this zombie aggro. So we'll run over into this warehouse and get rid of this zombie, and then we'll go back and see exactly what was there. MRE of course gives you 800 blood back, so they're a fantastic source of blood if you're playing solo. Always want to pick up MREs. DMR mag. I mean, we'd be extremely lucky to find a DMR, but it's always handy to pick one up. You might find an M24, and of course you could split the DMR mag into 4 M24 rounds. Right, so we've lost the zombie aggro. You can now see what's here. So there you go. You can't always see what's there, but there usually is something there. A lot of people miss that. I've got an SA-58P, which is an excellent weapon. Just make some space and take my Lee Enfield. There's only one mag with this SA-58, so we want to make sure we've got another weapon there. Right, so now we have the SA-58, we can make our way over to channel. Hopefully take out a couple more people. Plenty of vehicles around, as you can see. I'm just wondering why this vehicle's running. I'm not sure if someone's ejected from it, which of course leaves the engine running, or there was somebody around there, but it looks clear. Oh. Don't want to get run over in the middle of the field, so we'll get down low. Let's go and see what this chap's up to. There he is. Oh, he's pointing his weapon. Get behind this tree for a little bit of cover. That's obviously a huge advantage on these servers, is the name tags. You don't usually have that on veteran servers, but they have it turned on this server, so it's far easier to see people. I'm not a fan of them, but if it's there, you might as well use it to your advantage. I'm just checking. I think this guy's dead, so I don't see any more activity. We should probably go over and check. Sounds like he's left that Escalade running. Or an SUV rather. I keep calling it an Escalade. Where's his body? He flies all around. Must be some activity here before. There he is. Nothing much of interest there. I mentioned earlier that I'm trying to provide some footage practically unedited. Hopefully it's not too boring for you. It's kind of good to look back and see, you know, exactly how I was playing. I mean, as I mentioned earlier as well, I've played on quite a few more PvP servers since this, and I've gotten a lot more used to the weapons. So, yeah, you got to keep in mind the distance, bullet drop. There's quite a lot involved, and you can only really get used to them by playing with them. So, it's best to jump on the PvP servers for that. These SUVs, I think these SUVs are a favourite for many people. They're quite fast on and off-road and really quiet. A fantastic car if you can manage to find one. Like I mentioned before, I'm not a fan of many vehicles, but I thought I would take this just to I'm trying to find a spot here. I thought I would take it just to get a little bit closer to Cherno a bit quicker, but I'm trying to find a spot here to jump out and check the gear. Often these cars on the PvP server spawn with some quite decent weapons, so I'll have a quick look, see if there's anything in it. Nothing in it, unfortunately, so we'll jump in and take it a little bit closer to Cherno. Oh, somebody firing. It's not too far away either. Doesn't sound like he's firing at me, but just in case, we'll stop here in these trees and see if we can find him. Sounds like he's firing at somebody towards Cherno, towards the coast direction. Lee Enfield again. Yeah, he's in this direction somewhere. Don't see him. Yeah, looking back on this video now, it's kind of a silly idea to run, or to sprint, sorry, across that field, because that's going to throw your aim way off, and you need time to get your breath back so that your weapon's steady. So I probably should have, yeah, crouch run like this. Probably should have crouched down and run across the field. Sounds like he's a bit more up to my left here. And I'm pretty sure that I'm close. Yeah, I'm really close to him now. Still sounds like he's firing someone towards the coast. Where are you? Where are you? What? Oh, here he is. Should be easy to take him out. A couple of bullets. Sitting perfectly still for us. There we go. Another one bites the dust. I don't know why that happens for me sometimes. Sometimes when I open the gear, it automatically switches weapons. It must be something that I press, but I haven't worked it out yet. I notice it happens quite often to me, though I don't know if it happens to anyone else. But I believe that after I killed this guy, I was making my way to Cherno again. I mean, I'm right here, I'm right at Cherno, but I decided to go back towards Balota again. I wanted to see if I could find another AK or more ammo for this SA-58. Something just a little bit better than the Enfield before making my way into Cherno. And yeah, so I started making my way back to Balota. Not too bothered about the SUV. I mean, there's vehicles all over on this server, so you know, you're bound to come across something if you really need one, but I was trying to avoid vehicles for the most part. Stick to the trees, stay in cover and try and find targets of opportunity. Oh, and we find a bike. I do decide to take this bike, but I seem to have some bother with it. Just making sure everything's clear before I jump on the bike and drive off. The last thing you want is to jump on the bike and then be stuck there while someone can start taking pot shots at you for free. Excellent driving, straight into a tree. And again, some of the best driving possible. So yeah, I took this bike and it looks like... So that car passes and it just slowed down a little bit. So yeah, I took this bike and it looks like it's really difficult to control for some reason. I have the mouse turned off and it might not look like it there, but I'm constantly having to press A and D to keep the bike from turning. Now the bike's fully green and I have the mouse turned off, so I'm not quite sure why it's pulling to the left and right, but it is. Kind of strange, but it helps me get a bit of a distance, and then I decide it's just too unpredictable. As you can see, it's quite erratic. all over the place, left, right, left, right. Yeah, there's a shot there, just down by those UAZs that were parked and the 2 crashed choppers. We had another shot. Go and check it out and see what it was. Here we go, there's the culprit. Looks like he's getting in that UAZ. No, he's going past it. Is he going for the other vehicle? Right, so now we definitely need some ammo. Completely out of ammo. Looking back on the way I played this, I probably should have just went straight into Cherno. You know, there's the military spawns here, there's the tents, there would have been more opportunity for PvP rather than being out in the open. I'm quite sure that a lot of people will be in there. So, we're almost there, almost at Balota, and that'll probably be it for the second video. Hopefully I'll get the third one up as soon as possible, and let you guys see what happened.